Hi, it's David Bartholomeusz here. I'm really looking forward to seeing you next week at OLU down in Athens, and I'll be getting on the plane fairly shortly, so I thought I would just quickly make a movie to set a few expectations and to also give you a bit of background on me and what I'm hoping to help you achieve in the time that you've set aside for the event. So, I've been a member of the EO South Australia chapter for nearly 10 years, and I also am quite active in the EO community, helping out both on my local board and also in some of the global committees. I've been a member of the Learning Committee globally for many years, and I've also recently become a member of the Global Communications Committee. I'm a little bit of a sickly fella. I've got a weak heart, and so I have to take things pretty slowly. So during the event, if you see me sometimes and don't see me others, that's because I'm in my hotel room sleeping. I don't let my heart condition tie me down too much. I do like to do a bit of travelling, and I also have 2 young children that I like to chase around to the extent that my condition allows. I'm very lucky to have an amazing wife who is also a member of the Entrepreneurs Organisation with an amazing legal business called You Legal. Her name is Sarah Bartholomeusz, and for those of you that have attended other events, you might have met her in the past. She's quite a woman, and I would be very stuck without her. And my business is in the training space. I work for a company called Focal Point International, and we help people start their first coaching business, usually people that have been an employee, and then they want to come out and start their first business, or some people that are already good at business but want to move into coaching. And we also help people manage global teams of those coaches around the world. So we take people that are existing entrepreneurs, and then they work with us around the world to help expand our coach network globally. We've got over 200 coaches in our network, and it's a really fun and exciting business. There's nothing more satisfying for me than watching someone take the leap of faith and start their own business. And it's one of the reasons I've had a lot to do with the Accelerator program globally as well. So about me with my skills, I am a scientist at heart. I've got a huge background in behavioral psychology, most of it applied, so working for companies, figuring out how their customers behave, how we can help them behave in ways that are advantageous to both us and to the customer. And also I'm really interested in community dynamics, so not just the way that individuals behave, but the way that societies and communities behave en masse. One of the things that I'm most interested in at the moment is the process of habit formation. This is an area which probably until the last 10 years was not heavily researched, it wasn't heavily funded. But in the last few years, it's become much more funded. And so we've got a huge amount of information now about how habits form when we mean them to and also when we don't. And so one of the things that I'll be really looking to support all of you with in the next few days as we meet together in Athens is to talk to you about the habits that you have, about the habits you don't want anymore, and also about the habits you might like to develop, and to see if anything comes out of your experience in Athens which starts the seed of something new for your life that you would like to turn into a habit that you would carry through for the rest of your life. So my hopes for One Level Up is that every single person, not just the people that are attending as registrants, but also all of the people that are attending as staff, and also members that are helping to run the event, and also the speakers, have an opportunity to make a discovery that transforms their lived day-to-day experience. So I'm hoping that there'll be a huge amount of sharing on the breaks, particularly the things that we have to say to each other in those breaks, the observations that we make, the questions that we have, and the challenges that we put to the speakers can really turn the conversation and provide something valuable for everyone. So I'm really looking forward to those breaks and to meeting you all individually and finding out what your goals and dreams are, and also the sorts of habits that you might like to form for your future. How I'm hoping to support you is to join you on the journey. So I'm co-hosting with Konstantinos, and we'll be around to support you through the whole week. We're going to get the day off to a strong start each day to give you a really powerful launch into the day. And I'm also going to share some of my learnings and experiences with you around habit formation. And I'll be there for you to bounce ideas around of saying, hey Dave, I heard this speaker say this and it made me think maybe I'd like to transform this in my life. What might that look like? Or what might this look like? Or I've had this idea. And so my main role will not be standing out the front being impressive on the stage, but it will be sitting behind the scenes, moving around to your tables, answering questions, and if you've got inspiration, trying to turn that inspiration into real tangible actions that you can bring back into your real life once the conference finishes. So please do use me as a resource throughout the time that we have together in that regard. And also I'll be around, and you have my email address if you want to follow up with me after the conference as well to get a little bit of support. We're really excited about you taking the learnings in Athens and taking them into your everyday life and having them be things that when you look back in 2, 3, 5 years time going, wow, I really got something of value for my life out of my time in Athens. I'm really glad that I went. So I do have a few requests. The first is to think about what you would like your life to be like and form a specific intention for Athens. You can come along and go, oh, I'm just going to see the speakers and see what drops out. If you just go to see the speakers and see what drops out will probably be something that doesn't change your life. But if you come with an intention and say, this is an area of my life which if it changed, my whole life would be better off. If you came with that intention, then in my experience, you're much more likely to discover something in the sharing of the speakers and in the sharing of your peers that can really transform your life. So please think about the intention with which you arrive in Athens and engage with the material that we'll be presenting. Secondly, please be willing to shed your preconceptions about the way the world is. We've all got ideas about the way the world is, the way it should be, the way it's been in the past. But these things do not govern the way that the world will be for us as individuals in the future. So I'd really encourage you to set aside your preconceptions about the way that things are and really open up to the experiences that are being shared by not just us on the stage, but most importantly, the experiences that other participants share with you. If you hear that their life is different and you don't understand how they got to that point, please challenge them. This is the most important learning that you can receive, is to challenge another to share their experience and to transform your perception of the way that the world can be. Finally, I'm hoping that between now and when we meet, you can make a list somewhere that's convenient for you with 3 categories on it. And I've made one here. This is my list. It's got habits at the top. Habits I have, habits I want, and habits I don't want to have anymore. So they're the 3 categories. For those of you that are under the age of maybe 45, you could do it on your mobile telephonic device. And when you notice a habit that you have, and I have the habit of brushing my teeth in the morning. That's a habit. I do it every single morning. I don't have to think about it. It's completely automatic. I also have the habit of looking at my hand when I pee. Ask me about that. That's a really interesting habit. I also have habits that I want that I don't currently have. I want to be in the habit of doing things, and it's not habitual. I have to try. It takes effort. And there are also some habits that I have that I don't want. I have the habit of getting all upset and depressed when my heart doesn't beat properly. That's a habit. That happens automatically without me wanting it to happen. And so this is a habit that I don't want to have anymore. If you can come with 1 or 2 things written down in each one of those categories, that will give us a really strong starting point for you to notice some more of your habits during the time that we have together, and also to perhaps set an intention for a habit that you might like to completely get rid of for the rest of your life, and also a habit that you might like to put in place newly to last for the rest of your life. So these are my requests. If you'd like to make the most of the time with me, that's the sort of things that you might be doing. So I'm really looking forward to getting on that plane. I'm not looking forward to 24 hours in transit to get to Athens, but I am so much looking forward to meeting you. So get your energy up. We're going to have a great time, and I'll see you in Athens.